It's some 10 minutes after 7, and our live coach, Amos Kevin-Annan, has joined us for a conversation ahead of Mother's Day on Sunday. This is really, really important, so you've got to listen and share. And your comments and your questions are very much welcome here on the show. So first of all, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mama V.
Good morning. How are you?
Bro, good morning.
Great.
Nice having you today.
Yeah. I hope that we have a nice
I
conversation.
should have
I've always
made it-
been looking for that one.
I should have made it
He
like an
joining
all
us.
men affair
All men?
on a women's
No.
conversation, so that we see how you skew it.
Yeah.
And,
You know, for example, she just asked me, the weekend is Mother's Day on Sunday.
Yeah,
Do I
Sunday.
know? I said I don't.
Mothering Sunday.
yeah.
I remember my son's birthday.
But he doesn't
I don't
remember
remember
that.
Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been trying to
You've been
give
reminded
him
though.
a few tips
Some
what
tips.
he should do for
Please.
his wife.
That helps.
Yeah.
So
Very
I should,
important.
So I should cook.
Cook.
It's not cooking. Breakfast is not
as
like
long
cooking.
as long as she would like the taste.
Oh, I
It's
mean,
not my breakfast. I think any woman should love
when
that.
it's done
Okay.
that way,
British
even if it
breakfast.
doesn't
British
taste
breakfast.
nice, it is nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we are clapping for Ro now.
I pray he does it. I pray he does
Looking
it.
forward to
I'll
hearing
try.
some testimony from the wife.
Charlie.
Amen.
Wallahi.
Are we getting feedback? Is there a feedback loop for from the wife?
Yeah, I have to try and get
Please
that.
do.
I will.
So we
Right.
can give more
People
endorsements.
are, people are counseling me now. Wallahi.
How was your trip in to
Hey,
Akosombo?
Akosombo was a blast. Testimonies are flowing out of it.
Yeah?
The couples are sharing how that has been beneficial. They're actually asking for another one. So we're already in discussion,
Okay.
looking at July, hopefully, to be able to put together something
Okay.
for the same set and maybe 4 additional set of couples. We don't want to
Alright.
make it too big.
Okay. So I hope that my viewers also benefited very much from this experience.
Hopefully.
So we're talking headship and submission.
Yeah.
How would you start this whole conversation for us?
What I will start off by saying is that submission is not blind obedience. So for a husband who is looking forward to a wife becoming submissive, he must not ever think it's going to be blind obedience. That means that there will be times of disagreement, even though the woman still submits to you as the head of the home. Secondly, I want to submit to our viewers that headship does not connote control. It does not connote subjugation of the other party. It does not connote someone is in servitude of you. And unlike what we see today, people who say that they are heads of home are literally strangulating their spouses, choking them to death. And that's not headship. Because the woman wasn't taken from the crown of your head to sit on top of you. Neither was she taken from the sole of your feet that you trample her underfoot. She was taken from your rib carriage so that she can be embraced with warmth and loved and treated as equal. She wasn't taken from the dust, at least from the creation story. She was taken from the man. So the concept of headship means that you are in leadership. So she was a derivative from you and was part of you, and therefore you cannot mistreat her. And any mistreatment of the woman is not headship. It's something other than headship.
Do you feel, because you counsel a lot of people, do you feel that women who are successful, these days everybody is working, do you feel that we're submissive?
Some are, others are not. The well-endowed, well-accomplished, known, have it all, and sometimes have a posture of know it all. So
Even in the relationship?
Even in the relationship. So when they go into the partnership as spouses, instead of complementing each other, they are competing with each other. So they're competing with the men. And the mantra is what men can do, women can do, and even do it better. When you start off with a man in that fashion, it's not helpful for you, because rivalry is set in motion. But spouses are not supposed to be rivals. They're supposed to be complementary towards each other. So there's a need for a clarion call to be launched to our women folk to understand that you are not competing with your spouse. Neither are you competing with your significant man in your life. That is if you are not yet married and you are in a relationship. Because I consider quite a number of people are in relationships that are not necessarily consummated into marriage. And they need to start off well, knowing that we are working together. For instance, I had a case where the lady wanted to do her PhD, and the husband looked at her and said, over my dead body, what will account for a man saying this? And many of those men, they are insecure. They are insecure. And they think that when the woman has these accomplishments added to her repertoire, it's going to be disadvantageous to him as a man. But I tell them it's not going to be. It's going to work in your interest, because if you're working as complementary, the woman will augment you. And when you exit your home and come into the public arena, everybody sees you, but they also see the projection of your wife in you. And vice versa. You see?
Projection of your wife in you.
Yes, in you. Because the treatment of you can affect your work rate, can affect your productivity. So there's a tie-in component of productivity and healthy relationships.
There's another angle to this conversation that we will
Rowhouse, okay.
Yeah, so now that you have him, all the things you're asking me.
My thing is, for example, we see all the big ladies around, but even I put myself in the same position. Your work is demanding. Well, you have kids, but if a woman is in reverse my position, you get to be called sometimes erratically or randomly to come and work, or maybe you have some work you have to stay over and do some, and you are in that position because that's your career or that's what you're doing. At what point do we have to say maybe then the other, because me, for example, I'm a female and the other is a male, then it's the male who has to do a lot more of the compromises, so that you tend to have a certain healthy relationship.
You see,
because then the other side of the roles have changed, not necessarily the home roles or the relationship roles, but the aesthetic roles in terms of how you work, the roles you play in society.
You see, the roles in our marriages ought not be static. They have to be dynamic. And given the occasion, we become flexible to reflect the changing trends around us, because we consider each other carefully before we make a choice or take a decision. So where it is that the man needs to bend a little backwards to be able to connect with the spouse, he should do so generously.
Do you prompt the man? I mean,
well, where it is that there's a need to prompt him, you should. I mean, that's where communication is important. And much more, conversations are very important. You see, communication tends to connote a certain formality, certain structured line of thought. But conversations tend to be very informal, casual, you know, without any artifice around it. And that's why conversations predisposes us to being vulnerable.
Ever heard that there are some men that no matter what
Ro
you say,
his head. I need to hear what he has in his head.
Once you haven't said exactly what you want to say, they don't get you. So if I'm complaining to you about the fact that now work volume is too much and the children and, you know, everything, I'm saturated, you're supposed to get it and then say that, oh, what if I do this? Or what if we do it this way? There are some men who would never think that way.
You see, what we need to help our men folk is, you see, men tend to get engrossed in one thing at a time. They are not as multitasking as women. He may have the skill to do multitasking, but that's for certain specific things. Maybe his vocation, he's on Facebook, he's checking his WhatsApp, he's listening to some music. That's fine. But when it comes to his relationship with his wife, he's one project at a time. Okay, so there's a need for us to help our husbands or males, significant males in our lives, to be a little more observant of the changing times. Where it is that they become oblivious of the change, they won't respond to the change. And that can hurt the woman. So then many women will flare up in tantrums and then also become demanding. And that's the last thing you want to do to a man, to be demanding, overbearing on him with a particular thing.
But why should it always be that we have to be submissive to whatever the demands of the man is.
No,
because
it shouldn't always be. That's why I said that
not necessarily submissive, but always be a lot more receptive.
It shouldn't always be. I mean, if the man bounces off something to you and you have contrary view, you should be able to share it respectfully, though. But where it is that you scream and yell at him, retorting to what he has said, then that's not helpful, because clearly you're going to put him in a position to become defensive and worse off become abrasive, because men tend to have more of the testosterone. So the testosterone.
Why should it always be about men, etc.?
Oh, no,
can men be a lot more?
It's like you're considering.
Yeah. Because
his
a man,
mood, and you know, you're trying to talk to him
at a
okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you.
See, let me say this. Let me say this before you. You see, for a man, when you start giving him attention when he does not need attention, he becomes suspicious of your attention. So, for many men, that has become an exploitative tool women have used. Oh, you know, she starts looking extra nice, more caring, and usually friendly. Then the man takes a posture.
She's up to something.
She's up to something. So let's not use that, because when you use that tool, the man then will think, oh, I've seen this before. So it won't even scratch him, let alone get his response. Now I can hear of.
Yeah. I have two questions,
okay.
though, but let me ask, just in response to what you said about how we need to be very much empathizing with what the usual man's trait is, etc. Yeah. But let's say somebody is married to somebody like Serena Williams. That's a high testosterone level, I think, at some level.
Are you imagining it?
Into sports.
Because of what she does?
Because
of what she does.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But at what point do you have to say, well, because you are that abrasive, you're strong, etc., and so you have to be the one who would have the high emotions, and yours would have to be a lot more considered.
I hope that she won't get into a situation where she gets into a union with a person who's just like her.
So she should go and take a mumu.
not a mumu as such. But you see, opposites tend to attract.
Yeah.
When you look at relational therapy, you will notice that the opposites tend to attract. Because everybody wants to avoid someone who is like them. Because they can always predict you.
Because then you guys are competing a lot.
You're always going to compete because your emotions are always at the same level. So such a woman, I mean, the man has to know the fabric of the woman he's living with and how to respond best to her changing moods. Whatever it is, she may show a lot of muscle, a lot of energy, a lot of character and all that, but she's still a woman. And there's something about women which makes them distinct from the man. And you can't take it away from women. So there's a need for men to dwell with these women in understanding.
There's an interesting question on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Mama, we ask him who is a woman. That's from Mark. Jamibi Jasikan singing.
Who is a woman? Well, I mean, when you go to the delivery ward, you would see that some children are born and they are defined as male and female. Okay. But woman has more characteristics than that of that child. It's like you say a man. Being a man is connoting of responsibility, and it's a choice you make. So being a woman is also a choice. There are girls out there, but girls don't marry. Women are the ones who marry. So you come to a point where you see that you're matured. There are certain features that show. I can't go into all that. You know it. I mean, the person who sent the message knows that. So
you can look at me.
When we say, yes, you can look at Mama V. Mama V is a woman right there. So you normally hear the word womanhood. Why are we saying that? Because there are certain characteristics that are noticeable in a person in order for her to be described as a woman. So you notice that the young men who are effeminate also are showing those traits. So it is easy for you to confuse them to be women when it is that they are males that are either trans, you know, or something else.
That's another realm.
That's another realm. Yeah,
taking us into another.
We're not going there.
Jurisdiction.
That's why I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
So there are certain features that clearly shows that this person is a woman, and I mean you can't miss them. And when you see a man, you will see, no matter how plump he is or fleshy the body is, you will still notice that this is a man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mark sends that message from Jessica. I have a feeling there's a follow-up. So now he's explained.
Okay.
Come again.
He can bring it.
Yeah. Yeah, Ro, you said you had two questions.
Yes, the second one.
The other one is about the thing about the careers and the roles and how they are reversed, etc. And then how perhaps or how deep should the man be empathizing when it is that, let's say you're married to someone like the Chief Justice, but at the time that you married somebody like her, she wasn't the Chief Justice.
Yeah.
She may have been the ordinary woman you married.
Yeah. And
the person has been ambitious, risen through the ranks. At what point do you have to change your behavior or your make sure that your receptacles are very much aware that whoever I'm living with or I'm moving with is changing, and I also need to change?
Well, generally, every one of us should appreciate that every new level introduces new devils.
Every new level introduces new devils.
New devils. Now, that means that the demands will be different, the expectations will be higher, the kind of sacrifices that will be required will be more intense.
Yeah.
Now, failing to recognize that change is in itself a disincentive to you as the man. And you'll be frustrated, you'll be fighting shadows that do not exist. So there's a need for the man first to, and I agree that the promotion of the spouse necessarily come with certain things that will require quick adjustment and creativity. And then, since I said that our roles are not static but ought to be dynamic, there's the need for us, where there must be reversal of roles, we should do so. It is for our mutual good.
How easy is it for a man to adjust to new trends?
Yeah. It shouldn't be difficult ordinarily, but some make a big issue out of it. I know.
Yeah, they can't make a big issue, and they justify to make big.
They
issue.
are not justified.
Okay.
Because, for instance, if let's take it for instance, a woman who is a pastor, and the husband is not a pastor, you could see that the woman will have a lot of demands in terms of invitation to speak here and speak there. And many men find it difficult to adjust in such situations for their spouses. But how come the women do it so easily? It's part of socialization, we may agree. It's also for women, they are easy to adapt. Women tend to be highly adaptive than males. We males tend to adapt when it is that it is playing to our advantage.
When it's convenient for us.
Convenient, that's the advantage. Because if it's not convenient for you, I mean, why should I adapt? You see? So our ability to adapt is important in such a situation. And there are many men out there now who are having such dynamic scenarios that you created with the Chief Justice playing out, because a lot more women are becoming more successful. They are gaining more mileage than the men. And
so you agree that a lot more professional women are suffering, if you like. They're going through a lot.
Quite a number are suffering in silence from what I have encountered. They are suffering in silence, and oftentimes it's the mundane things, the small things. And you see, when it comes to relationships, the small things are the big things. And so the very little things that you ignore, the things that you take for granted, those are the things that come back to eat the relationship and destroys and compromises the health. So what it does then is it throws you out of your commitment, and then you begin to commit elsewhere by using displacement. You displace your energies from this to that. And that's not helpful, because you will find out that you are going after a mirage in the long run.
So back to the little issue of how do you prompt the man to be aware of your current situation and how it's very challenging?
Conversations are important. For men, it's not about emotions. Unfortunately, many women will use tears. Quite a number of men are suspicious of tears. And so once you start shedding tears, they are defensive, if not apprehensive. So they are not going to respond. Reasonability is how to get the man's attention. Sound right, use the facts, appeal to his logical thoughts. Let him see that you need help.
Okay.
You need him to come and be more considerate of you. That helps men to reposition themselves. But unfortunately, there's a new breed of women who are using aggression. But aggression never works to the woman's advantage. Never, ever.
Why shouldn't a woman be aggressive?
You see, the
If
aggression...
the man can be, the woman too can.
Well, once they deploy the tool of aggression, the man becomes even more aggressive.
Well, it depends on which type of man.
Well,
there are some men
even
who...
the most quietest of men can show this volcanic eruption
I agree.
that you haven't seen before.
I agree.
Really?
Yeah.
I have sat with women who got married to men who were considered to be very quiet, withdrawn. Everybody knows him to be very civilized, polite, courteous man. And then when they implode and explode, it's horrible.
Yeah.
You ask yourself, where has this monster been all this while? And it was latent in them.
There's a gentleman, analyst from Takwa. He wants us to analyze this issue. He says, please, I want to know how the world will turn into if all the men we have in this world have their bosses to be women.
It won't do anything.
I've worked with some women bosses.
It won't do anything. I mean, nothing will happen. It's just going to be a dynamic situation that has emerged, and we've got to live with that reality. A lot more women are going to be bosses, and for me, sitting here as a father of 2 daughters, I won't find any problem. If you're a man and you think that the success of women necessarily means the failure of men, then you're in big trouble.
Daniel in Swedro says, good morning to you all. We say good morning back.
Good morning.
My fiancée claims she loves me too much, that she doesn't object to anything I do or say, even if she's not comfortable. My problem is that she later complains to friends about my shortfalls. Please, can this be submission?
It's a red flag that you need to deal with. You've got to let her be vocal, let her articulate her views. Don't let her suppress her views. Views are individually oriented, and people should be allowed.
But why is she doing that? Is it just so he can see that that's a very submissive woman?
Yeah, you want to play the nice card. You don't want to be ruffling the feathers, rock the boat, be that woman. And many of them, they start showing these, other side of them when they marry. And then the guys get frustrated. You are not like this. How come you become like this? And they're going to fight it. So she should be encouraged to speak out and share her views.
Okay. This one says, in a relationship, how deep should a man fall in love with? What are the things he shouldn't do just for love? Okay. In terms of helping the lady, I hear. So how deep should you fall, and how far should you go?
When it is that you are doing acts of generosity, it should be acts of generosity, not anything you're looking for returns. Unfortunately, the sons of Adam tend to want to invest and then get some accruals from it, and that's not helpful.
They want to reap.
And then the other thing is, instead of falling in love, once you fall into love, try and grow the love. Nurture it. Let it grow naturally. Don't accelerate the pace of the love. Because sometimes we hastily get into love situations and we do many things. We get carried away, head and heels over. And we do all kinds of stuff, only to discover that after all, we're not in love. And then it was just an emotional flight. And when the flight settles, reality dawns on you.
We're going to be merging this conversation with this other, it's a whole topic on its own.
Yeah.
Who owns the body of the man
The
and
body
the
of
woman?
the man and the woman.
But let me read this message from Frank in Kibi.
Okay.
Frank says, Mama V, I strongly believe, irrespective of all the guidelines and directives from a relationship expert, success dwells on understanding and sacrifices. If you throw away these 2 ingredients in your relationship or marriage, you will invite problems. Okay, what is Mr. Annan's view
That's
on
fantastic.
this?
I think he's on point. Sacrifice is required at every given turn in the relational life. You have to sacrifice. When your wife delivers, you have to do more sacrifices. You were 2 in the room, now you have a 3rd person. Some don't have a cot, so the baby will have to sleep with the mom and he's on the floor. It's a form of sacrifice. You come late, but the baby screams. Previously my first daughter, she would just scream the mother's name, mommy, mommy. But then she changed at age 2. She screamed, daddy. Then I'll prompt my wife. Then she goes like, she mentioned your name. So I have to, you know, and then you'll be amazed. A child who was sleeping on the bed will say, daddy, I'll sleep at your back. And I have to, you know, condescend. Carry her behind and then walk around for a while. You're putting her down and go, oh, then she shake. So there's a need for that.
Sure. The conversation is also on Facebook, so we're going to be picking some of your messages there. But this one from, Mark again. Okay. Mark asks about who is a woman. So, and then Mark comes back and says, so in this case, a woman is not about the physical appearance, but rather the character.
Oh, I mean, the features are all part of it.
Where are you going, Mark? This is where we end it.
Mark,
okay, let's go
are you okay with that one?
He's taking us to another level.
So let's go on to Facebook.
Let's go to Facebook, and then we'll come back and talk about who owns the body of the woman. Who owns the body,
yes.
So if the woman takes care of everything at home, school fees, bills, feeding, accommodation, etc., does it make her the head of the house? At what point can the role of the man and the woman be compromised? And that's what we've put on Facebook. Let's see what you are saying right there with your comments. So Kukwa says, when the woman takes responsibilities of the husband, she automatically becomes the head. And if, for instance, the man loses his job, if the man loses his job, dear, he go cook and clean and sometimes insulted. The reality of today's world, Lord have mercy. Tobias says, to me, there is no head or tail in marriage. It is a partnership of equal persons who complement each other by compromising individual interest for a greater good. Bonzi Benjamin, not talking politics today, says, is when the woman takes over the financial responsibility of the money. Of the family. That's when you become the head, I guess. Parkway CFM says, it makes her the head. The head is responsible for all these tasks. Nana Owusu says, yes. Cheneboa James says, nice. Okay, so your comments on...
Well, I think that it's important to understand that headship is also shared responsibility, shared leadership. So any man who really knows he's the head knows that ordinarily our heads rest on a neck. So if a lady is the neck that holds the head, it makes a world of difference. You are careful what you do with your neck. You know, no matter how strong your head is, if your neck is not in good position, your head will have trouble. So there's a need for we the men or the males who have taken upon ourselves the call, the duty of being heads at home, to understand that headship is also shared. Yeah, it's not one directional. It's shared.
Okay. This one says, Mama, kindly ask your guest, how do I manage jealousy in my marriage on the part of my wife?
Well, there's a need to ask yourself, what is precipitating the jealousy? Is she thinking that you are replacing her with a gadget? She can be jealous of that. So anytime you pick a gadget, she's sensitive. Is she jealous about a lady who is gaining all your focus and all your energies? Are you lying about a situation she has discovered several times to be true? Because oftentimes 90 out of 100, they are right. The women tend to be right.
90 out of 100?
Out of 100, I tell you, my brother.
Are they soothsayers?
Women
They are
are
not
smart.
soothsayers. See, women can foresee danger.
How?
1 mile away.
How?
You
Men,
put one,
it's
2,
intuitive.
3 together.
It's intuitive.
But sometimes it's also logic.
It's logic.
You put
and
a few
intuitive.
things together.
Yes.
And
your intuition will not allow you to
because
rest.
I know many women get it right. It's
They
not
get it
only
right.
in a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean, even at the work side or something, they can just look at you as a no home foul.
Yeah.
And as a baby how.
A woman can look at the configuration of a man's facial expression.
They are
and
good at that.
Construe what is in their
Is it
thoughts.
something that's innate?
It's innate. Every woman has it. Men can see danger 1 meter away.
Yeah, so we'll go falling.
We fall
ditch,
in.
motorway.
When we fall in, then we say, hey.
The women can see the danger, so they are driving at 40 kilometers.
From Accra, I have a friend in Teshi. When we're in secondary school, he will say, "Can Teshi my boy?" He's already down.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the typical man.
Yes.
He shows a sense of bravado. I can handle it.
Yeah.
He's talking to a lady, the wife raised objection. Watch this girl, watch this girl. Her moves are suspicious. She looks clandestine. This one, I can't handle it. And then one day he comes lamenting. He has confessions to make. You know, so It's important that leadership is shared, and it's mutual responsibility, mutual accountability. The state where men take their shirt or jackets or blazers and walk out without telling their spouses where they are, but women ought to tell everything about where they are, must be stopped.
Fred from Kintampo thinks that perhaps you have not experienced the kind of woman.
He has.
Okay, so he says that they are very arrogant, just like what we have been witnessing today.
No, you see, when you say a woman is arrogant, the arrogance, my question would be, has she always been arrogant? If it is no, something has changed.
Yeah, I mean, maybe
it could be that
positions,
she doesn't even
the promotions
know how to
at work.
She doesn't know how to handle success. And you as a man has a duty to help her manage her success. That's why it's mutual responsibility, mutual accountability.
But she will not go and complain to her friends that
she won't complain to her
now
friends.
just, you know, I got the promotion, I've got a higher pay, and then my husband is asking me to do all these things like he's trying to control me.
There's a need. That's why conversations are very important. We bring clarity to our expectations. Where expectations are so high and not properly managed, people expect you to deliver what you don't even have the capacity to deliver. And where it is that you don't deliver, they get disappointed with you when they have no reason to be disappointed.
All right.
You see, so spouses need to talk, engaging. I'm finding people talking with all kinds of characters and individuals, except their spouses. You know, I was on radio the other day, a lady calls in and says, when I'm with my husband, we can't talk. But when we're on WhatsApp, we chat a lot. The moment we get home, we can't talk. And I'm going like, there's something wrong. It shouldn't be. It's not normal. Social media cannot replace your face-to-face conversation where your eyeballs are looking into each other, the soulish depositions are made, and courteous words are extended to each other. You can't replace that with WhatsApp. No.
Let's bring this who owns my body business.
Well, I've already spoken about mutual responsibility, mutual accountability. So the man must understand that his body belongs to his wife.
Is this at a particular point that I own your body or you own my body?
Unfortunately, people minimize that to sexual activity. Oh yeah, when I need your body, you can't say no. Unfettered access. Rod is laughing.
I'm bridled,
you know.
Did you hear that? You don't own your body.
So for every man, and I always tell,
I will slap you. Bro.
I always tell my male friends that if you're going to do anything with your body, go and ask your wife permission. Because you see, we have demanded that of the women, that your body is mine. Your body is mine.
But not for the
What
man.
about yours? Who owns your body? Your wife does. And so
what is it about? I mean, what is it about the body that's you want to own?
It's about making sure that the body is well kept. So your grooming, your hair, your clipping, your chin and all those things, the beard, the mustache, your wife can raise issues about those, because once you step out of the home, it's a reflection that comes onto her. So you must be responsive to the comments and the commentary, the suggestions she's making to you, because it's for your mutual good. So it is for the man who tells his wife, Mama V, you've got to go back to the gym. He's dropped a sound bite. It's laced with content. You need to unpack it.
But she looks good.
Not Mama V, as in Mama V here.
You should see her warming herself up.
You know,
some Fridays.
When the husband raises that, the woman must respond, because many women, when they marry, they settle. And settling is dangerous. For a man, he's looking for something that you have that no other person has.
So if that changes?
That changes, it frustrates them.
I think what is also frustrating for a woman is if the husband has never complained, but suddenly he is. So you're shifting focus from what he has said to you to why is he telling me this
Sometimes
now?
it's a new observation, a new trend.
Okay, so this is
Like
the woman thinking. Does it mean that he's seen somebody else who is nicer, so he wants me to begin to look like the person?
Not necessarily. If we do that, we'll be suggesting too much.
Okay. Can I answer the question?
Let me just say this one, and then you can ask. This young man got married to this lady 3 years. And then one day the lady was exiting her vehicle. He had parked. So when the wife was stepping, I said, I've not really taken notice that this is how you look. And the woman didn't find it complimentary. She felt that the guy was saying, you have changed so bad, but you need to fix some stuff. So it's also how we communicate these things to each other.
How does it happen that perhaps maybe you loved your woman this way, but all of a sudden now you love your woman in another way?
You see,
I don't know.
love that you
Let me put it this way. You used to like the...
Size 12, and now you like size 60.
Okay, well, apart from that, you used to like the natural hair. Now the natural hair seems to be pissing you off. You want her to wear the extensions.
And she's used to the natural hair.
That's a big one. You know why?
And at the beginning you told her, oh, you will always be loving the...
I love you just the way you are, baby.
There's a need for us to...
Yeah, that one.
There's a need for us to understand that the love you experience outside marriage will be different from the love you experience in marriage.
For real.
For real. The person you dated won't be the person you live with. Why? Because at dating and courtship, you get attracted to the good side. But when you live with them, you endure the difficult ones.
The terrible. Okay.
So, and this is where the true test begins.
Yeah. Well, John in Sunyai says, good morning. Please, how do I deal with nagging? She complains about things I have no idea of, and it's killing me.
To conclude that she's nagging means that you know what she's talking about, and that you don't want to hear it repeated several times. So you conclude she's nagging.
Yeah. So
Now,
you conclude that is nag.
Pay attention to why that has become an issue for her. You see, the most dangerous thing is to ignore a woman's emotions. If you do that, she'll throw you into a state we call emotional divorce. Maybe one day we'll look at emotional divorce and how it pans out. It is different from real divorce, physical divorce. But there are a lot of women who are emotionally divorced from their spouses. Because they've raised this issue, the man has become apprehensive about it. He's fighting those issues. And he's not admitting his faults. So the woman just folds up, recoils into her shell. She will do all the regular activities she should do, but really, in her heart of heart, you are out. And that's where it matters the most.
For all the things that we're saying, how does tradition and practices and customs tend to, and the stereotyping that we have, tend to influence the way we view change or not change according to the things that we experience in the
For instance, the traditional man will not go into the kitchen, really. He'll go and bring the game from the wild, put it there. The wife will have to fix it.
Well, I don't go to the kitchen because I don't know how to cook.
Yes, just like me.
When I don't intend learning how to cook.
Excuse.
When I cook, only I can enjoy.
Yeah. Okay. That is no excuse.
I've tried this several times.
That's a very common excuse, but it's no excuse.
That does not buy you from going to be a support. Just a little peg on the cheek in the kitchen. Spices stuff.
Yeah.
Sets things in motion.
But you know, that's also the time that you can also talk about the things that you want to talk about that there's no time to talk about. So just stand there and talk.
Just stand there and chat. Women like that. They don't get apprehensive.
Please
about
tell it to them again.
There's a need for we the men to understand that, because the fact of you not being such a good cook or great cook,
I don't understand
like women. Women are difficult to understand because they are layers. They are like the bulb onion.
But what's difficult about this?
No,
I mean, I'm standing in the kitchen cooking all by myself.
It's work.
I'm not
to
saying...
understand a woman is work. That's the difficult.
I'm not saying
and
come and help me cook. I'm just saying come and stand there and chat.
Thomas Edison says that many people see opportunity and they ignore it because it's dressed in overall and looks like hard work. There's opportunity smiling at you in the kitchen. You are missing it because you think it's hard work. Bro, just go there, little spice. You don't know how much accruals will come your way. You just have no idea.
Yeah.
And many of the times, the frustration of women starts in the kitchen. They are there alone, fuming. Look, I'm doing pepper, I'm doing this. Where is he? He's sitting there watching Chelsea, Manchester.
You know
he's crossed his legs and just sitting there cooling off, chatting on his WhatsApp or Facebook. You know, when you do that, the woman begins to feel, am I a slave? Then she also begins to conceive some weird ideas. And that will be inimical to your relationship.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's the same thing for the women. The man is watching his favorite sport. You come in with some big school fees matter, some water bill. The sewer is full. It needs to be emptied. And, you know, the man, That's wrong timing. The man goes like, oh, can't you wait? And then he flares up and he goes, oh, are you screaming at me? Are you screaming? And then the tears begin to come. So we also have to be timeous in these interventions, and it helps all of us.
Okay.
You won't have a perfect scenario. Let me just say this. There's no marriage where you have a perfect scenario. It's a lot of work, a lot of adjustments. Work. And people are not willing to work in marriage, but they are willing to work in flirtatious relationships. And for me, it's weird.
This one says, my woman has all the physical features. Can she be taught good characters as to being a good woman? I don't know what this means.
You first have to define what you mean by a good woman, and you have to identify the characteristics or the character traits you're looking for. Some character traits are formed from our childhood. And it takes time and space and respect accorded those individuals before they can modify their behavior. So those who are into behavior modification would always tell you that these things take time. They take time to develop. So you can't expect the person one day to change. I mean, many men marry women hoping they won't change, but the women change. And many women marry men hoping the men will change. The men don't change. They get stuck to the old thing. So when you see red flags, this is the time to discuss it, not when you're married. Because when you're married, the window tends to be closed a bit.
All right, we have a little time for you to also give us a call if you want to get in touch with us and contribute to the conversation. So 030221169102, numbers to call. This one says, good morning, Mama V and Roland. I left town for some few days now. I'm back. Keep on doing the good works. You guys are wonderful. Oh, definitely from Bambakia, Samed, and from the sea. We missed you and the messages that you send us every day. But you come back to say, I like your speaker. He's on top of the issue. Marriage is different from dating. The girl you date doesn't behave the same when she gets married to you. Let's be aware of that. Bambakia Samed from the sea.
At the dating and courting level, scarecrows are minimized. They are hidden. The scarecrows surface when you marry. You know, so the things that you see, you begin to question. Was that the same woman? Was that the same man? How come I didn't see this? You know, so there's a need for us. That is why the first 3 years of marriage is adjustment.
First 3 years adjustment.
Adjustment. Some it extends to the first 5 years.
So anything can happen within that period.
Oh yes.
That's
so
when you need to be steadfast.
It rocks you. You know, it hits you hard. You wake up in the morning and you just ask yourself.
Oh, that's true. I've experienced that. It's true.
The person, he was so nice, so caring. All of a sudden, everything is good.
There's a message. This one says, Mama, she watches Priya. Is it Priya and Kumkum Baggy and others? But when I want to watch football, trouble. We've got Nancy from Hull joining us via phone now. Good morning, Nancy.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Nancy.
Yes, I'm enjoying your show.
Thank you. You have anything you want us to talk about?
Yes, the issue about the guy who called from KJ, is it Jessica or KJB, about who is a woman?
Who's a woman?
Yeah.
I think we have to delve into that because maybe he's into the other side, you see, so that when we conscientize them, he may change.
Okay, we hear.
Secondly, this issue about this WhatsApp things and things. In fact, you have to write a book about that because it's killing marriage.
Social media.
Yeah.
Is it a problem for you?
A lot. A lot.
It's a problem for
many we hope there should be a book so that we buy.
Okay. All right, Nancy. I know that you dealt with that on PM Express, but maybe AM would also have to pick it up in the excesses, you know, the left, the questions that are still
at the
on
conclave.
people's
I mean,
minds.
the women were asking for shared passwords.
Yeah? Mr. Haku from Bolga is on the phone. Mr. Haku, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good morning. I'm enjoying your program.
We thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm also going to talk about this, our social media. You see, my wife used to play with her phone, especially on WhatsApp, and sometimes it could bring confusion in the past. So I don't know, as a man, you know, sometimes we also at times have programs with women playing with their phone. It tends to bring suspicion. So I don't know what message should I take so that I will prevent her from playing with her phone. And sometimes there are times that you tend to take the phone and she she wouldn't allow you to even pick the phone. So I don't know. So I want Mr. Anna to advise, or I know women are watching, and type is there. So what measures should we take so that it will not bring suspicion between us? Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Over
well,
to
you know, social media and
I
the
thought
technology,
it's
the
only
gadgets,
the women who were complaining.
Yeah, some you find some isolated cases of women also getting engrossed in this because the man is not talking to her. You know, and if you're not talking to the woman, she'll find some expressions elsewhere. She gets intimate because what social media has done is touching certain parts of our brain that has laid fallow for a very long time. And so the brain has now found a new companion. And it's a drag to try to separate that companionship. So people are sleeping, they wake up, the first thing they pick their gadgets.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what you do.
They are driving.
Let's speak to Prosper.
It's
I think let's speak to Prosper and then Ajay from Kumasi, and then we'll leave the last few minutes for you to address this issue. So Prosper from Cape Coast, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. I hope you're well.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm blessed and full of grace, and hope you are also blessed.
Yeah, we are. God is amazing.
Yes, we are.
Let's hear what you have to say.
God bless you, Roland, Mama V, and Mr. Annan.
You've really done well with the
subject you are dealing with. My concern is with men being lordshipping over women, not headship aspect. They are lording over women, and it makes submissive for the women very difficult. And at the same time, it makes them uncomfortable in the house. So most of the time, we think they don't respect. But when you go outside there to the workplace where Mama V is, Mama V could easily submit to the boss than the home, because of the environment created at the workplace. So if we can let men understand headship is not lordship, that will allow women also to be submissive enough, because there is no command for the woman to love, but the command is for the man to love. And out of the love, the woman will fall in love in addition. So if we can hammer that one for the men to at least not to lord over the women, God will bless us all and we will enjoy our marriage relationship. Thank you.
Thank you, Prosper. Are you a counselor?
You got a thumbs up.
You don't have to be a counselor. Experience. Fantastic. Thanks a lot.
It's true. Where the man shows love, it's a natural cause for the woman to respond.
Let's speak to Ajay. That's the last person we'll talk to.
Ajay from Kumasi.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
I also enjoy your program. But I have some experience that I want to share with you.
Okay.
Please do.
Yeah. I'm with my wife for almost 10 years now, and we have no child. But before we got married, I already have 3 children, which one is the best now. But what I have seen is that the rest of my 2 children, my wife doesn't even want to see them, because she's not the one who brought them up, like the one who is with us. And I'm finding it very, very difficult to even go to my wife or talk to her, because she don't love my children. She don't like them. And due to that, I also, for the past 6 months, we are not in a good relationship. We don't sleep together, we don't talk. Because whenever one of my child comes there, there's a fight at home because of the treatment that meted on her. So but I don't know how to cope with this situation.
Is it okay for you to call us right after the program so that we can give your number to him? This has to be a deeper conversation.
Yeah, I need some more
Yeah.
conversations on this to.
Or otherwise, just hold on and
to
speak to our producers and then leave your number. We'll call you right back after the show.
But in this very scenario, could it be a possibility? We've been married for 10 years. We don't have children.
Expectations.
But you've had children from a previous marriage. And so at some point when she's frustrated, and you think you've been frustrated with this as well, but you have something to fall onto. You're giving a lot more attention, and so perhaps you're alienating the woman.
Yeah, I mean, there's a need for couples who are in such situations to be considerate of each other. Sometimes a passing comment that is made, the woman can bottle it up for a very long time to come. Also, when it is you're giving too much attention to your biological children and she doesn't feel also receiving similar attention, then that can be problematic. But I don't have the specific details of this one, so I wouldn't want to prefer any inputs on that. But I think that as a general precaution, when a woman has expectations of getting a child and she does not, we the men have to be great support for her.
Okay.
Oftentimes, you know, because he has children from previous relationship or marriage, many will look at the woman and consider her barren. But there may be other factors that is making compatibility a problem for them to have a conception. So people need to also be careful with those sweeping judgments.
Okay, sure.
So
Ajay, I hope that you did leave your contacts, but if you didn't, please call us right back and leave your number. I promise we'll give you a call and then hook you up with Mr. Annan. He's fantastic, by the way. He will help you. So it looks like social media is...
It's a big one. In fact, at our conclave, it was a big issue.
Social media.
We had to have 2 sessions for that.
You can easily, this is what I found out, you can be addicted to it. I mean, take a break right now, Roland will pick his phone.
It streams naturally.
Yeah, but I try to be conscious of that. Sometimes I just put the data off. Sometimes I'll put the entire phone off.
It's about ethics.
But when I do that, you know what I do that for? I am hoping that he would get the message. I don't want to open my mouth and say it and say that you two put your phone off, but I'm trying. So when I'm not doing anything, I'm not on the phone.
Some don't have addiction, they have attachment. You see, attachment is different from an addictive condition.
So I have attachment.
Some have attachment.
No. Let him explain, then I'll tell you where you fall.
Okay, you said you have attachment.
Yeah.
No. Please explain that
Let
too.
me find out from
I
you.
will tell you which one fits
when
him.
somebody has addiction, it's compulsive. Without it, they are restless. But when somebody has attachment, it's just that they are there. If they don't have anything doing, they just pick it. It's an attachment.
Okay.
It's not necessarily addictive.
Okay.
So we've got to distinguish one from the other.
So it means that the attachment is better.
For many people, you see that if you sit with them, it's an attachment rather than an addiction.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm attached.
So if they had something else to occupy them,
they need
will
somebody
not
to
go
engage
for
them.
the
For instance, the disrespectful part of the use of gadgets is when you are talking to the person and you want eye contact and they're looking on their phone.
Yeah.
That's, you see, the ethics of gadgets ought to also be taught.
Some people go to dining with it.
Yeah. You know, it's an issue. We are all sometimes at fault. But we all have to be conscious, like you said. Be present-minded, that I'm with people and they want to talk with me. Once the gadget becomes an interfering component of our conversation, I feel disrespected. People won't say it, but they bottle these things up.
So how do you send the message across? What do
there's
you do?
a need to be polite and not be publicly reprimanding these people. We are quick to reprimand and judge and condemn and become sarcastic in our choice of words. So I would encourage people to be more considerate when it is you want to speak about somebody you see has an attachment to their phone or to their gadget. It should be done in private, not in public. Sometimes we throw those people to public ridicule. And then others say, yeah, me too, I've noticed it. And then this one, me too, I've noticed it. Then it becomes something else.
So in the home, I mean, how do you do that? How do you tell your wife
in the home, couples should be able to talk about it. And it's getting worse even with adolescent and post-adolescent young people. They are in the same house with their parents, they are not talking. And the parents will say, oh, this is my daughter's son, he doesn't like talking. But they are busy talking on social media. That's a form of talking. So there's a need to redirect that conversational longing in such person to the home. Otherwise, he will live as an alien in the house.
Can you take the phone from your wife or your husband?
That's a bit draconian.
Can you?
That's a bit draconian. I call that the Bokassa model of leadership.
That's lordship.
It's lordship. It's dictatorial tendency.
That's lordship.
And it's subjugation.
We're borrowing your word.
It's subjugation. I mean, you can't put somebody in such a disconcerting situation and hope that they will be your equal spouse. I mean, it cannot be. If we are equals but different, we should celebrate the equality and the differences, you know, because there are things that are similar, but there are things that are dissimilar amongst us.
And wrapping up this conversation, I think we've gone into different areas because of the questions that we got. What would be the last thing that you want to put on our minds?
like I said, leadership is shared. And submission does not mean blind obedience. Also, the body of the man, he must always remember, is for the wife. The upkeep and well-being of the man is the responsibility of the wife. So the man must be open and willing to adjust to the wife's counsel. So must the wife also be respectful and polite towards the husband, knowing that he also has a responsibility towards her in the upkeep of her body. And altogether, let's ensure that our commitment to our primary relationships are true and honest. Sure. Love must be sincere. If your love is artificial, is pretentious, and hypocritical, it's no love, it's something else.
Cool. All right, analyst from Taka, I'll end with your message. Analyst says, thanks, Mavi, for the question, because that was exactly what I wanted to ask. Not this last question, no. He says, I don't feel good with long beards, and you want me to keep it for you simply because you want to play with it. How can this be possible?
Romantic.
I get you. Be yourself.
Romantic.
But we thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
Now that we know the issues,
the
next time I'll leave the two of you.
That'll be fine.
No,
let's talk about men.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
What about men?
Men have issues they are not talking about.
Yeah, we don't.
People assume we don't have.
We don't talk about issues.
So what we've just talked about, is it a women's issue?
No, I'm saying that I'm
We have
just using the general
we have real
misconception about men.
Okay,
They say men soon because you bottle up all your issues.
All right, thank you, Mr. Amos Kevin-Annan. Thanks for being here. And he's on Adum FM, by the way. This is 8:15?
Yes.
Okay.
8:15.
All right. Adum 106.3. So stay with us. We'll come back with talk right here on the show. We thank you for your phone calls and the messages that you sent to us on WhatsApp and on Facebook as well. Keep the messages, the conversation going. What's the last thing that you picked from this, Roland?
I don't have to stay a lot more on my phone. And then also, I think we all need to, I particularly need to make room and time for the other.
That's nice.
That's very educated.
Anytime we touch you, I'm grateful.
It is the significant.
You make me
other.
feel I'm incorrigible.
No.
Roland is the significant other.
You see, significant other.
And there's none like that one.
Yeah.